Good evening. Welcome back for the session of business communication. Now, proceeding further, I will continue. This is what was told to you that there are some foreign words and phrases which are used in communication. Normally, you might have seen these words somewhere, but you might have thought, why are they being used? They are basically used to enhance the capacity of the conversation. Now comes business letter. This is a form of a formal communication, an art of letter writing. Dates back to olden times. And present times also letters are indeed an important source of communicating the messages. The best example of it, you might have seen, I don't, you might be using credit cards, debit cards. Banks normally send a complete page letter, one page letter. That is, if you have a copy of it, have a look at it, and then you will see what is the reason of writing that much conversation in the letter. This is what I'm just telling you. Business letters are usually written for persuading potential customers to buy some products, answering the queries, replying to customers' feedback, asking or giving quotations, collecting dues, and maintaining relationship with stakeholders. A properly drafted business letter can become an impactful mouthpiece of an organization. For a business letter to be fresh, strictly, and readable, there is no better way to begin than through house cleaning. Begin by throwing out of surplus words. Read over every sentence of your letter and ask yourself, is your word really necessary? Will the meaning change if I remove this word? Remember, in a business letter, every word must earn its place, and there is absolutely no place for parasite words. In a crisp piece of writing, what are the different types of business letters? Some of the common types of business letters which are used by almost all the organizations. First one is refusal letter. If they are not to offend, letters of refusal must be both factful and friendly. They should leave the recipient with the impression that invitation was not only welcome, but it is turned down for a genuine reason. There are some do's and don'ts for a refusal letter. Do's: while drafting a refusal letter, express gratitude for the reader and use soft and mellow words. Acceptance letter. Letters accepting an invitation to an organization's annual banquet, to lunch or dinner at someone's place, or to any other event requiring prior preparation should be sent within 2 days of receiving the invitation. It is good plan to read the time, place, date of meeting just to make sure there will be no misunderstanding. And it should be done in personal life also. If you get an invitation from somewhere, if you think it really matters your presence, so do inform that you will be attending at this particular time. Order letter. Letters related to ordering of goods and services are most prominent to an organization's business. Orders are usually located and their effectiveness totally depends on the accuracy of the details they hold. Order letter must have the following details. They should be clear and transparent as there should be no hidden cost. All the financial details must be clearly mentioned. The exact quantities of goods ordered should be accurate. Order letters should be sent on time. Order letters should be concise. And there are important tools for establishing long-term relationship. Inquiry letter. The most common letter in business are buyers' inquiries about goods and services. Today, a good deal of information about goods and prices is conveyed by telephone, mobile, social media platforms, and emails. But everyone may not have these facilities and prefer to use letters so that they have a document and record for reference. In most of the cases, the formal order letter is used for documentation purposes. Collection letter. Usually, collection letters are written to customers who have bought things, availed of services on credit, and their bills are still unpaid or outstanding. There are some debtors who might pay the amount immediately while receiving a text message, letter, or email, but others may not. We have a tendency, let the thing come, then we will pay. The collection letters have to be mild in tone, as the tone of the overall communication should not hurt the customers. Sentiments and customers are to be retained at the same time. Then comes your application letter. A letter of application, also known as cover letter, is a document along with candidate's resume which provides additional information about his or her skills, sets, expertise, and relevant work experience. A letter of application holds detailed information mentioning the reasons as to why a candidate is qualified for the profile he or she has applied. A well drafted application letter explains the reason for your interest in the organization where you have applied. Then comes sales promotion letter. Sales letters are commonly used for giving information about product or services and pursuing prospective customers to buy the products. The sales letter always be customized to suit the needs and interests of selected group or individual buyers. The sales letter is the most highly individualized form of advertising and publicity. It addresses an individual or a group personally and attempts to change them into an interested potential buyer. The sales letter closely follows the following four stages of the selling process: attract attention, create interest and desire, win confidence, and motivation and action. Then comes your personalized stand letter. It is true that in business, relations are maintained formally and professionally. However, there are certain situations where customized tailor-made correspondence has to be done with all the stakeholders to maintain long-term relations. Personalized stand letters can include letters of condolence and sympathy, thank you letters, congratulations and good wishes letters, letters of seasonal greetings, letters of welcome, etc. Memorandum. Memorandum, or in short we call it as memo, signifies a reminder or a note as well. It is generally used for communication within an organization only. It may contain any prime announcement, policies, or new procedures or rules to be adopted within an organization. It is typically written as common communication within an organization. It can be used to update a team on activities, the latest developments, for a given project or to inform a selected cluster inside the often happening action or observance. Every organization has informal and formal communication channels and networks. The informal communication network inside an organization is typically known as the quiet and it's typically characterized by rumor, gossip, and institutions. The sole objective of using a business and efficient. The formatting of the memo should frame the document as easy to read and navigate and to comprehensively as possible. Memo provide the following in not normally at the top of the document, that is first of all the date. Mention the date on which the memo is sent to its targeted audience. 2. The name and the designation of the individual or teams to whom the memo is primarily written to. CC is the optional. The
The
name
screen is
or
not
title.
visible.
CC the name or title of anyone else who will receive a copy, if applicable. And from name of the issuer of the memo accompanied by the handwritten initials and possibly the job title. Who the sent the complete information should be there. Subject a phrase that sums up the memo's content effectively. Email writing. Email writing itself is a task. Email communication can vary depending on various factors, including the nature of industry, organization, the profile it operates in. The language of an email differs when we are addressing a superior or a peer, or if we are writing to one or the several recipients, or if we are writing cross countries, cultures, and organizations as well. A well drafted email can make the difference between the successful organization or an unsuccessful one. Proper example, the best example is the mails what you receive from banks. A properly drafted email can turn into a prospective customer, into a potential client. The features of a well drafted email writing are: first one is include a comprehensible subject line at the top. The subject line should be composed just like a headline of a newspaper. The newspaper headlines are designed to attract readers to read the article. One should write subject lines in such a way that you arouse the recipient's curiosity and he and she will be inclined to read the mail rather than resisting it. Do add a perspective prefix before the actual subject line, such as need response urgently or use for your information, FYI, or FYA, that is for your action. Always use an appropriate salutation. If the email has been sent to somebody in the past, and if there is a chain of trade, mails going on, then it is fine to write an email without any formal greeting because that is continuation of the email again and again. A formal salutation or introduction must be added with casual acquaintance. Shorthand forms should be used with only well-known acquaintances. Consider the purpose of your email. Think before you smile. Do not hit reply all or CC for everyone. Reply in a timely fashion and always spell check. It is also about its context. Then comes your long business correspondences. That is Unit 11. Every business operates in a dynamic market condition, and the market forces are very versatile, and these things impact the functioning of the business. At the same time, every organization is affected by internal forces like less productivity of the employees or high attrition rate. All these forces have to be analyzed and then they have to be effectively presented in the form of reports. The business reports address all the internal and external causes which the business may be facing. The reports have specific formats and specific styles of presentation so that it is easy for all the readers to comprehend. Every organization needs to expand its business and the information about new products and services have to be communicated to all the customers and business proposals have become important tools of connection with the customers. Concept of a report. Report is a formal document which scientifically describes any new phenomenon, new observation and insights and presents them in a logical manner in order to deduce important information out of it. Different types of reports are prepared all over the year in every organization. Some reports may be prepared daily, some reports may be presented weekly or even once in a month, twice in a year, etc., depending upon the need of the report. And since you are pursuing MBA, so in your third semester, according to your choice, you will be asked to prepare a project report. What is the importance of reports? Decisions cannot be taken randomly in any organization. Every decision has small term and long term consequences and involves cost. Thus, reports play a crucial role in orienting the decision making in an organization. The findings of the report create a logical base so that the right decision can be taken at the right time. The reports act as substantial benchmark in the decision-making process. Types of business reports can be formal or it can be informal. If we talk in terms of informal reports, any informal report may not be specifically prepared as per the rules and permanent obligation and protocols of the organization. These reports do not have a fixed format, and these reports are usually shorter in length and compared to formal trip reports, email conference reports, memos are usually some example of these reports. If we talk about formal reports, formal report that is prepared as per the set of protocols, formats, and as per the rules and regulation of the organization are generally the formal report. Formal reports can be statutory or non-statutory. A report prepared and presented as per the rules and regulation as per the requirement of any law comes under the previous statutory report. The executive director's report at the annual general meeting, annual written reports, and auditor reports are some of the examples of statutory reports. Non-statutory reports are prepared to assess the top management of the organization and facilitates them in the decision-making process. But these reports do not fall under any law. But that is basically for the internal purpose. On the basis of frequency of the issue, a report can be periodic or special. Periodic or routine reports are drafted as per the specific frequencies of time. They may be drafted hourly, weekly, daily, monthly, or once in a year as per the requirement. For example, an HR manager may send a monthly report to the management about the job and creation rate of the organization. Special reports. These are drafted on special requests or needs of the organization. They target very specific and focused areas. For example, the decline of the sales of X dolls in Japan. What are the characteristics of a good report? What does that report should consist of? Some of the characteristics are precision. Precision means to be laser focused and only present those facts in the report which are relevant. This means the writer has to be very clear about the purpose of the report. Accuracy of the facts. Reliability of the report lies in its accuracy. Any fake information can ruin or spoil the decision making process of the organization. Genuine, authentic reports are vital as many a time final decisions are also based upon the findings of the report. Relevance. During the course of report preparation, the researcher comes across the information which may not be relevant as per the subject of the report. Reader orientation. The report should be made in alignment with the taste, preference of the reader. The purpose of the report will be incomplete if the reader are not able to connect with the report. Simple and comprehensible language. Clarity, simplicity, and readability are the key characteristics of a report. It is a kind of scientific document which is pragmatic in nature. Clarity. Ambiguous reports are of no use. The tone of the report must be clear and comprehensive. The report should not have any long paragraphs, but should have well articulated short paragraphs. Grammar, grammatical accuracy. Grammatical competence is one of the basic requisites of a good report. Grammatical error not only degrades the image of the writer, but also degrades the image of the organization. Now comes how report is prepared. A methodological way while preparing the report saves the time and efforts and focuses the attention of the writer in the right way. The following steps may be beneficial while preparing a report. Identify the source of information. If you remember, we had a discussion on primary data. Take notes, meticulous analysis of the data, prepare an outline, and draft the report. First of all, identifying the source of information. Content is distributed in journals, magazines, reports, and in many other sources. Due to the scarcity of the time, researcher cannot go through all the sources of information. So he has to apply his own mind and filter out the irrelevant sources of information. One has to pick those sources that can give accurate, speedy, and relevant information. Taking notes. In the sole course of report making, the report has to be keep on tracking notes, taking notes so that any type of vital information should not be missed. Taking notes actually helps the writer to visualize which type of content is relevant or which type of content has to be rejected. Taking notes also helps in giving a methodological approach to report writing. Then you have notes, you have data. Now the job is to analyze the data. This is a crucial part of the report writing process. Right tools of analysis have to be used. Today, with the help of various statistical tools, the data can be logically analyzed, but the writer of the report should have the awareness and understanding to choose the right tool for analysis and interpret it correctly. This all has to be kept in mind by you also while preparing your report in third semester. Making an outline. Once the blueprint of the report has taken shape in the writer's mind, the writer can systematically infer the flow and tone in which the report work has to be drafted. One can logically deduce the priority of the information to be presented first or last, the flow of parts, subparts of the report, etc. Now comes writing the report. The rough draft should be revised and polished by and again. The writer should also be careful that the language of the report is simple, free from grammatical errors, and should contain relevant facts with authentic data. Now comes organization of the report, how it will be presented or I will be stored. There are three ways in which a report can be organized. These are letter form, memorandum form, letter text combination form. If we talk about letter form, in the letter form of report writing, the title, date, address, salutation, the body, complimentary close, and signature are all mentioned. The body of the letter can be further divided into following: introduction, findings, recommendations. Second is memorandum form. The simplest way to draft a report is the memorandum style of writing. The date is mentioned at the top. It is followed by the name of the person to whom the report is addressed and the name of the writer and the subject of the report. Third form is letter text combination form. Long reports are usually written in letter text combination because that is continuation. A complete report in this form includes three major parts: introductory, body of the report, and addenda. What are the components of letter text combination form of reports? A complete outline of such report is: first one is introductory part, that means the introduction, letter of transmitter or letter of presentation, title page, table of contents, list of illustrations, abstract, and or the summary. Second part is body of the report. It should have introduction, discussion or description, conclusion, and recommendation. And last one is the addenda, which is a list of references, bibliography, glossary, appendices, index, your questionnaire. Research report is a systematic investigation into study of a natural phenomena or materials or sources or existing conditions of the society in order to identify facts or to get additional information and derive new conclusions. Research reports are prepared by the researchers or statisticians after analyzing the information gathered by conducting organized research, typically in the form of surveys or qualitative methods. The key component of the research report is primary section and which includes title page. So your report is going to start from the title page, and title page depicts all the information: the title, who is the writer, which is the department, and the date. These all are mentioned on it. And how many are involved in writing up the report? That means how number of authors. A title page is one of the most important page of the research report. The following mentioned information should be incorporated in the title page. First, name of the authors, name and the position of the mentor, name of the program in which the research was completed, department in which the research was conducted, and contact information of both authors and the mentors. A maximum part of it you will be adhering when you will be preparing your report. Second one is acknowledgement. No doubt this is also important. This section is devoted to expressing gratitude to all the persons, mentors, even the institutions that have made this research possible. And the best example to understand this concept is take out a book and see how that book is presented. Table of contents. This chapter, section, figures, subsections must be properly listed and organized in a systematic way. The table of content helps the reader to identify the content and its relevant position. List of tables, if any. The details of the list of tables being used in the research should be mentioned separately, and it will help the reader to locate any table in which he or she is interested in looking at. List of figures. The details of the list of tables being used in the research should be mentioned separately, as it will help the reader to locate any table to which he or she might wish to refer to. Then comes your abstract. Abstract of any research contains a summary of the details mentioned in the report. Main body, maximum part of it. What does that include? Introduction. This includes the details about the topic with the problem statement and theoretical background of the topic. Second one is review of related literatures. No doubt, since you are gathering information, that is your primary data. So you have to go through the literatures and write it, and the abstract at the end of the report. You have to present that from where you have taken this. One has to be very specific, specifically mention from where the source of the data has been taken. A literature review is a summary of all the previous research that has been done on a given topic. A literature reviews create a platform for the reader, giving him a holistic understanding of the research work done in his or her field and helps the researcher to channelize his or her efforts in the right direction. Since everyone is fresh, so since what we are thinking, what our mind is thinking, there are no doubt different sort of works already been done. What you are thinking to take the help from it and add your views. This is what a part of related literature means. Research methodology. Both qualitative and quantitative research is applied to find answers to research questions. The chapter is set to satisfy the research objective. It should talk about the following points: details of the report, research, design and tools to be used, source of data collection, from which source, either it is a primary source or a secondary source, sampling study, how will you be doing the sampling, and statistical tool used. Normally, for the analysis, we use bar graph, histograms, pie chart, analysis of data. Now, data analysis is a logical process of applying the various statistical techniques and tools to condense the data, recapitulation of data, describing the data, and finally evaluating it systematically. Last part at the end, since now we are moving towards the end, that is summary and conclusion. The following details must be incorporated in the summary and conclusion section of the research report. Restatement of the problem. The section refers to the summary and conclusion part. Minor findings. After the application of various statistical tools and techniques, the observation and results will pinpoint some major rules, that is, the findings. What you found? The major finding will provide revealing information, useful for the research and all the readers. Conclusion. The essence of the report is discussed in this part of the research report. Recommendation. As research is an ongoing process, certain advancement and new challenges will surely take place in the times of to come. The researcher could mention those areas in which further studies can be conducted because that is your view. And limitation, everything has a limitation. And be specific and don't be afraid of writing up the limitations. Everything has merit, demerit, advantage, disadvantage. Whatever you are doing has a limitation. Every research will have some limitation, and it is quite a normal thing. One should always acknowledge the limitation in the research report with transparency. Technical reports. A technical report is a formal report in nature. These reports are drafted to convey technical information in an easy way, which is easy to comprehend. Presenting the technical report is a challenging task as technical terminology is being used in the report and everyone is not aware of it. That means it's not everyone's cup of tea. The tools that facilitate writing a technical description can be definition and classification. The following points should be kept in mind while designing a good definition. Use simple words with which are self-explanatory, ensuring the definition be comprehensive to the reader. Avoid using abstract words, or they may create confusion. The definition should be holistic in classification in technical reports can be done on the following ways. First of all, specify the type of classification. Classification can be based on parameters like utility, nature, size, etc. On the other hand, we have classifications can be done on which can be subjective in nature. That is, it is based on one's own comfort or by keeping the readers of the report in mind. The next step involved in technical description of machines, mechanisms, and processes in the report. By as far as machine and mechanism is concerned, a machine is a complex collection of various parts and subparts. Each and every part is connected with another and work in a synchronization. Best example is your automobile engine. These parts of the machine have to be explained clearly and accurately, and this is the first step in any technical report writing. Describing processes. Can you visualize a process without any machine or device? It is next to impossible. While describing a machine, the main focus is on the parts and objects. But on the other hand, when we describe a process, the entire focus is on the work of operation it performs. That means how an engine works. What is the medium? What is the fuel? What is the exact quantity of fuel and air combination is required? How depending upon how early it will heat up. These are all the factors which have to be incorporated in the report. Therefore, it is quite necessary to describe each step in process very clearly and accurately, and also to show how the various steps combined together in a logical sequence led to an end result. Now we move to next part, that is business proposal. Now we will be proposing a business proposal is a formal document used in business. A business proposal is normally sent to a prospective client where the buyer explains about the products, services being offered by them, USP of their product or services, and why they should be considered above the competitors. Business proposals are carefully drafted as they target prospective clients. There are different types of business proposals and they are made as per the requirement. What are the different types of business proposals? A business proposal can be classified into solicited or unsolicited. In a solicited proposal, a prospective client might be interested in availing the services or buying a product so that the client put up a request to the seller for a proposal. The seller, after receiving the request, can have a conversation with the client. The seller then tries to understand the preference of the client and then draft the proposal accordingly. In an unsolicited business proposal, things are different. They are the seller approaches the client, aspiring him or her to sell the product or services. Here, the client does not approach the seller, but the seller tries to generate the need of the product by drafting a lucrative proposal. Components of a business proposal. Again, you will see that format is almost the same, but terminology has changed and the purpose has changed. A good business proposal involves key components. These components are title page, table of contents, executive summary, statement of problem, issues or job ahead, approach and methodology, qualifications, schedule and benchmark, cost, payment, and any other legal matter. And the ninth one is benefits. Why to use my now see the difference between a business report and a business proposal. If we talk in terms of business report, exploring the reasons behind any business issues, problems such as reason for high turnover, SWOT analysis of the business. That is, SWOT stands for strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats. And the third one is exploring reasons for low sales. As far as your business proposal is concerned, it is to generate sales and target prospective clients. What are the key elements? A business report. Since you know you are writing up the report, that means you should have proper data collection methods, detail of research layout, data analysis of scientific reports, findings and observations and recommendations. And in business proposal, you are just informing about the products or services, its benefits, organization's information, pricing information, and pricing structure. What is the purpose? Purpose is to address a business issue, exploring new insights and information. It is an internal document because it will be business report to be kept in-house only. Scope vast as it addresses business problems in hand. It's up to the management how to do they take up. It is shared with only with stakeholders concerned with it and plans its futures as its focus in addressing and expressing specific reasons for any business concern. On the other hand, what does business proposal mean? It approaches and offers solution, products, services to address the need of requirement of the prospective client. This document type is external because it will be moving from the company to the customer. Scope is limited. Some might be interested, some might not be interested. And it is shared with the group such as clients. And it has to be presented in a way which may increase the sales volume. Now we move to block 4, that is communication in organization. Now, communication for employment. Everybody wants that. Here we will discuss the component and importance of a resume. And writing a resume is an art. And now you will see what is the difference between CV and resume. That is a question among so many people, and people are not aware of what is the difference between resume and a CV. The CV of every candidate must be effective as it creates the first impression. Apart from interviews, the group discussion also at times act as an important tool to analyze the personality traits of a candidate. Every interview is a selling process. The interviewer is a buyer in this process and the interview is a seller. Resume. Resume is the most must when applying for a new job, looking for a promotion, or looking for a better opportunity. A resume is an important form of communication at workplace. They communicate about an individual's personality, traits, and are a major contact between the organizations and one who is seeking a job or promotion. When a resume is drafted, following points should be kept in mind. Does the candidate possesses request requisite qualification for a job? Does the candidate have some experience which can be considered above the qualifications? And is the candidate good in whatever he or she does? While preparing a resume, it is important that the following features should be taken into consideration. That is, facts, groups and categories, and tabular presentation. As far as facts is concerned, resume should be based on actual facts rather than manipulating them. Only the facts like education, academic qualification, work experience, etc. should be mentioned, which can later be sustained by the higher. Then comes group and categories. Resume should always be categorized and presented under various heads like education qualification, work experience, extracurricular activities, etc. Tabulation. Resume should always be presented in a tabular form, having headings and subheadings. This includes all the categories which a candidate may wish to incorporate. A resume can be different formats and it is up to the candidate to select the best suitable format. The following checklist should necessarily be present in the resume. First one, present address, professional email, important achievements, proper categorization, free of errors, critical information to be listed at the beginning, up-to-date information, clean and clear, and it should be appealing. It is therefore important that a resume should be prepared in such a manner that it should be able to communicate the exact set of information which the candidate wishes to divulge. Video resume. A video resume is a short video made by the candidate for the purpose of employment. These types of videos are uploaded or emailed to the recruitment manager or the HR manager. Thus, the video resume may be later viewed and analyzed by the interviewer. In the video, the candidate shares detailed information about their candidature, skill sets, and relevant experience which can make them the best suited candidate for the organization they are applying for. This type of video resume helps the recruiter as they can access the communication skills, presentation skills, and overall personality of the candidate, which otherwise is not possible with a proper resume. As the time is changing, things are changing. What is the significance of video resumes? Video resumes are gaining importance slowly and gradually. Still, many recruitment managers prefer to call for the traditional resume as compared to a video resume. Video resumes are preferably used for jobs related to communication, visual, or creative fields. For instance, a video resume is very significant for any personal performance based job profile like TV anchoring, or those jobs pertaining to stage, training, and teaching. On the other hand, if a candidate's role is not very visual, then a video resume may not be the right tool to portray a candidate's candidate. Effective video resume. The following checklist should be followed while preparing a video resume to make it more effective. Eliminating background distractions, use of proper language, use of proper voice modulation, prepare a script. Script should be based on the requirement of the interviewer, precise and short, and share with mentor and friends to review it so that you can take up their views or you can remodify it. Edit, re-edit before posting. Curriculum fitting. It is important to note that there is a marked difference between a resume and a curriculum writing. Usually, a resume summarizes the credentials of the candidate, whereas CV is a kind of academic or professional diary, which includes all the details of the qualification, work experience, accomplishment, publications, and additional information. A curriculum vitae, often abbreviated as CV, is a vital document that is made by applicants to highlight their skills, academic knowledge, and professional endeavors. The checklist for a good CVR: specific font to be used. Candidate's name must appear at the top right corner of the CV. Paste a photograph only if asked. Proper spacing and grouping. Use a formal email ID. A specific career objective. Avoid jargons and slangs. Additional information like happy hobbies and interests, etc. And references. CV should be precise and should portray the proper information. Interview portfolio. A systematic, well designed, well articulated portfolio can surely give a candidate an edge over his or her competitors and can impress the recruitment manager. A portfolio is a detailed view of candidates' qualification, skill sets, and also provides a sample of his work as well. A portfolio is a collection of a candidate's entire skill set, experience, and achievements. A candidate can also present his or her portfolio as a website, PowerPoint presentation, or a few chosen printed documents. Significance of an interview portfolio. Portfolio can hugely benefit any candidate as it is a presentation of every skill which a candidate possesses. The significance of the portfolio are: a portfolio portrays creative skills. This gives a chance to highlight a candidate's creative instinct. For example, some candidates design their own portfolio websites that highlights their creative branding acumen. It shows inclination towards the job. Recruiters want these people who are passionate and enthusiastic about their job. The moment a recruiter comes across a well-designed portfolio, it compels him to think about the level of sincerity and seriousness of the candidate. Portfolio makes a candidate feel more confident and prepared. A portfolio helps a candidate to effectively present and better describe the project details, skills, and experience. Showcase actual example of skills and work. The recall value of the portfolio is high in the mind of the recruiter. The recruiter can also be presented with the actual, tangible proof of the candidate's work, and this gives the candidate a strong edge over the other candidates. What are the components of a portfolio? Well-designed portfolio may include various things like samples of the candidate's work, work in progress, certifications, awards, along with candidates' professional experiences and qualifications. In addition to it, there should be a systematic flow of portfolio, and it should consist the following: commence with candidate's introduction. That means you are introducing yourself. Highlight professional background. Opt star formula. Include candidates' achievements. Define candidates' goal. Conclude with prominent points. Choose the most effective medium to design candidates' portfolio. And keep evolving candidates' portfolio. Make it easy to comprehend or to understand. Now let us discuss these components. Start with the introduction. Introduction of what? The opening line of the candidate's portfolio should be an eye catch. In one or two sentences, the candidate must highlight his or her USP and the unique skill sets possessed by him or her. Secondly, highlight professional background. After the introduction, highlight the candidate's professional background. A visual timeline of education, work experience, if any, is recommended. And one must highlight specific achievements and contribution at this stage. Opt star formula. You might be thinking when I told you earlier what is star, and I hope you don't remember when it was discussed. It was discussed yesterday. Hiring managers often check the credibility of the candidates by asking them situational based questions. The best way to handle the situation based question is star format. The advantage of this format is that it brings a methodological approach to the candidate's expression. Situation. S for situation. T for task. A for action. And R for result. Include achievements. Awards and achievements act as a candidate's third party reference, which shows that candidate's work has been appreciated by others as well. Define goals. This section of candidate's portfolio should reflect the candidate's professional goals for the next few years. This section must be explored to express how much a candidate is willing to get this job and how this job suits the candidate's overall career goal and career plan. Conclude with prominent points. Candidates can conclude his or her portfolio with a crisp statement that presents important detail about his or her candidate. Choose medium. How it can be. Choose the most effective medium to design portfolio. There can be variety of ways in which a portfolio may be designed. The most important question is that suits the candidates and what can be the most effective way of the for the candidate. Interview. Everyone is afraid, but this is not which is to be where nobody can skip it. Interview refers to a formal, in-depth conversation between two or more persons, wherein the exchange of information takes place with a view of checking a candidate's acceptability for the job. Interviews are considered to be the most practical way to understand the personality traits of the interviewer. There are various ways in which the interviewer can access the candidate. They ask technical or subject-based questions to check the technical acumen of the candidate. Certain HR-based questions can be asked to check the behavioral skills of the candidate. The time range of the interview subject is a subjective matter. Interview may be for 5 minutes long to 1 hour or even more. Sometimes a candidate is selected in just 5 minutes, and sometimes a candidate may even get rejected after an hour long interview. It all depends on how clearly and confidently the candidate creates the right impression in the mind of the interviewer. Types of interview. The most common form of interviews are screening or telephonic interview, personal interview. Third one is behavioral based interview. This interview method goes much deeper than the usual interview method. It requires through preparation of concrete examples that demonstrate candidates' attributes in key areas such as teamwork, problem solving, abilities, creativity, flexibility, and organizational strength. Fourth one is task-based interview or tests. These tests of interviewers are designed to be creative and analytical in solving problems across various tasks or assignments. It may include a short test to assess the candidate's technical knowledge and skills. Stress interview. This interview method is rare, and the interviewer prompts to see a candidate's reaction. The point is to highlight a candidate's weakness and see how they can react under the pressure. Tactics can range from constant interruption and weird silence to challenging questions which can push the candidates over the edge. Management based interviews. In these interviews, certain management based situations can be given candidates, and the managerial skills can be assessed. Then comes your focused interview. For certain specialized jobs, the analytical approach of the candidate may be assessed. Certain situations of a live work profile may be given to the candidate. These types of interviews are very focused as they specifically checks the aptitude of the candidate by putting them across the daily challenge, which they would face in day-to-day work. What is the process of an interview? The process of an interview is a multi-stage process and takes place to hire new employees. There are certain steps involved in an interview process, and they are job description, advertising the job, screening, scheduling interview. These process cannot be jumped, but this is the actual way how the interview is conducted. Scheduling interview, preliminary interview, personal interview, follow up, and then comes hiring. That is issuing of the letter. Interview in itself is not the only step in the whole process. It starts from designing the job description, which gives the details of the qualification, attributes, and skills expected. After finalizing the job description, the job is posted and the applications are invited. These applications can then screened and then interviews are scheduled. Applications are then screened and shortlisted. The shortlisted candidates are called for preliminary rounds of interviews. Further shortlisting is done, and then the final round of interviews conducted. After this stage, the best candidate is hired. Group discussion, what we call it as GD, is not only about talking or even about talking sense, but it is more than talking sense. It also includes practicing a candidate's intellectual capacities to thoroughly consider the subject, pay attention to the perspectives of the other individuals, incorporating their perspectives with the candidate's own, and assisting the GD with showing up a consistently intelligent answer for the issues being talked about. Debating and public talking are one to numerous correspondence circumstances. Through a GD, it is many to numerous circumstances. To put it simply, in a GD, it is a perspective of the whole gathering that matters the most, unlike that of a debate or public speaking. Need of for a group discussion. Why it is needed? A group discussion estimates certain properties of the applicants that are generally hard to recognize and tedious to evaluate. Various individuals who can impart their thoughts well and examine successfully with others in a coordinated circumstances become become silent in a group discussion. In any GD, the individual ought to have the tolerance and ability to pay attention to the perspective of different individuals from the gathering. A GD in this manner utilized widely by selectors to survey whether the applicants have those skills required by the organization or not. What are the different types of group discussions? Group discussions can be divided into three broad categories based on the topic issues given for discussion. First one is topic based group discussion. Second one is case based discussion, or we can say case studies. And the third one is article based group discussion. Topic one based group discussion is information about based topics and non knowledge based topics. Second one is if we talk in terms of case based. In this discussion, a hypothetical situation or a situation from real life is given, which is then floated into the group. The group is then asked to discuss the situations and try to interpret and analyze the situation. This type of GD is used to assess the analytical ability of the candidate. That means, after getting a problem, how will you react? What will be your reaction? And how will you be a part of it to solve if an issue is there or it has to be discussed further. Third one is article based group discussion. These group discussions cover a wide range of areas like current affairs, politics, economics, and technology. The participants are given 4 or 5 minutes to read the article, and then they are asked to hold a regular group discussion of around 10 to 15 minutes on the article. Group discussions are important as they help the recruiters to assess the problem solving and analytical ability of the candidate. Offer letter. An offer letter is a part of formal business communication. It is usually written by any organization which promises to offer a job, placement, internship, part-time job to any selected candidate. The offer letters are usually written by the HR department of an organization. The offer letter, as the name suggests, offers the complete information of the job, the profile being offered. It consists of terms and conditions of the employment, that is, the salary package being offered, tenure of bond, if any, details of incentives based upon the performance, joining date, entry and exit policy of the organization, medical insurance, earned and casual leave, all above is written in the offer letter. Professionally written offer letter must be transparent, which means that the terms and condition of the employment should be clearly written about and without any hidden information. The terms and conditions should be easily understood by the reader as well. The offer letter is a significance because in case if any employee leaves, the organization ultimately or is caught in any malicious act, then is a time the terms and conditions in the offer letter can act as an important ref point of reference. Now we move to how technology and communication are used in business communication. Information technology has changed the way of business operating, from designing the product to managing the logistics and supply chain. Today, information technology is imparting the business very rapidly. Instant flow of information and message has become the lifeline of effective and timely decision making. Today, it is easier to be connected to all the stakeholders of the business with the help of information, communication, and technology, what we call it as ICT, Internet and Intranet. The terminology, what you are listening right now, you have another paper in your next semester, which is related to information and technology. Internet is an open field and there is no central administration to it. TCP and IP protocol is the prime operating agent for the Internet used by connected networks, which may also involve other protocols like HTTP, FTP, and SMTP. There are other protocols which have been used since the genesis of the Internet, such as Telnet. FTP is File Transfer Protocol, Internet, Relay Chat, Offer, Usernet, News, WWW, that is World Wide Web. Emails are the most important development when we talk about the Internet. Internet has the following features. It is a global system, it is a public network, the information is accessible, it has large number of users, it is less secure, it is not regulated, and it has high traffic. Traffic means users. Intranet. As we know that intranet is a private computer network, but in order to operate, it has to use internet protocols, network connectivity to access, communicate and share vital information within the virtual boundaries of an organization. Internet uses the same client-server model running on the TCP or IP protocol, which is identical to an internet. The features of internet are: it is a private network, only the users have access. It is more secure network and it has limited users. The traffic is limited. Now you see the difference comparison between internet and intranet. Meaning means internet connects various networks of computer together. But here in intranet, vital part of the internet which is privately owned by a particular organization. Intranet basically works in an organization. Accessibility, internet is a public platform, and here only in as far as intranet is concerned, only employees, members of the association can access it because they will be having login details. Safety, this is prone to cyber attacks, but this one is safer as it functions within the organization. Number of users in intranet is unlimited, but in intranet it is limited because employees will be using. Network type, it is a public and the intranet is a private. Information provided in internet you can get any damn thing, but as far as internet is concerned, you will get only organizational information. Multimedia presentations. Presentation is an important part of organization. Proper, systematic, lively presentations can leave deep, long-lasting impacts in the minds of clients, team, and all the stakeholders directly or indirectly involved in a business. PowerPoint presentations are no doubt effective, but multimedia software have surely developed an edge over these in due course of time. The simple reason is multimedia presentations are equipped with different tools and features which can leave the audience totally fascinated. List of the commonly used tools included in multimedia presentation: text, image, video, sound, GIFs, animation, chart, transitions, narrations, sound effects. These are all the things which are used in multimedia. And many of you might be aware of what multimedia is. Information and communication technology, that is the ICT. This refers to all the technologies and services involved in computing, data protocol management, telecommunications, and the internet. ICT aims to provide never and more innovative ways for people to interact, network gain access to information, excel, and learn all at the same time. ICT now has a significant economic impact. आपने ई-कॉमर्स कर लिया शुरू, ई एजुकेशन हो रही है, ई टेली एजुकेशन हो चुकी है. Importance of information and communication technology. First of all, ICT and e-commerce. The ICT infrastructure that formerly drove simple credit or debit card transactions and centralized record keeping for commercial organizations continue to expand in retail and other customer facing environments. And e-commerce now emerges with the shopping experience itself. Consumers can now shop for goods and services online from the convenience of their home. We are all doing right now using database technology and shoppers friendly websites or applications. Today, consumers may shop for goods and services online from the comfort of their homes or on their mobile phones. And cutting edge technology like augmented reality, virtual reality, and artificial intelligence are allowing potential consumers to have quick, interactive access to product information and even try them out. ICT and a new business. E-commerce and the expansion of ICT have brought considerable changes to how commercial organization functions behind the scene. In addition to new rules for purchasing and new means of showing and promoting goods, mobile devices and real-time communication, combined with developments in data analytics and artificial intelligence, enable retail salespeople to work more efficiently. Business innovations. ICT is a useful support mechanism in the manufacturing system, capable of making designs and production more robust, effective, and efficient through the use of computer-based precision engineering, virtualized system, and computer simulation. You might have heard of computer-aided designing and computer-aided machining. Now, designing is done by computers. Different softwares are there; those are being utilized. And machining is also because we have special purpose machines. Robotics is there. New methods of manufacturing. ICT is a useful support mechanism in the manufacturing sector, capable of making design and production more robust, effective, and efficient through the use of computer-based precision engineering, virtualized systems, and computer simulation. ICT and advancement in healthcare system. Information and communication technology has developed a variety of applications in the healthcare sector. So the question arises, how your scanning MRI is done. These applications have tremendously affected domain of patient care, public health, operating costs, and the traditional bureaucracy linked with the medical profession and life sciences. Everybody is using high tech right now. Electronic health records, which is maintained by the hospitals, allows healthcare workers to enter patient data into a centralized digitized system that is accessible to relevant stakeholders such as medical personnel, pharmacists, and insurers. Systems can be configured with alerts and integrated with user authentication and security policies to allow patients access to their health information. Then comes education ubiquity and universal accessibility. ICT facilitates electronic learning. We are using that is e-learning, also known as e-learning, by combining database technology with communication and interactive programming techniques. Individuals and organizations can participate in violation or special interest training courses. ICT in schools and colleges provides students with engaging, interactive, and self-paced learning methods that increases their independence and involvement in the learning process, while also increasing their level of digital literacy. ICT and environmental impact. With sustainability and environmental stewardship high on the priority list for individual consumers, governments, and organizations, information and communication technology presents a two-sided argument. On the one hand, while ICT is estimated to contribute 2% to 5% of the global greenhouse effect emissions, these technologies also help to reduce emissions. Aside from the physical benefit of less reliance on paper-based documentation, ICT aids in monitoring climate change, mitigating and adapting to its effect, and easing the transition to a green and circular economy. Virtual meetings. A virtual meeting is when people in different departments, divisions, sections interface simultaneously, utilizing innovation to achieve a common objective. Virtual meetings in general are easy to execute and do not require as much as planning as time as an offline meeting does. Virtual meetings can run successfully if planned well in advance. What are we doing? This is the right example of virtual meeting. What is the significance of virtual meetings? Interaction with colleagues at distance. Virtual meetings provide a unique platform to connect with those teammates who are based distantly or at various workplaces. Without the choice of virtual meeting, it won't be extremely difficult to discuss inadequately with them. They help in constant discussions and critical thinking of certain issues with an email cannot. Meeting with clients or customers. Virtual meetings have now become a new normal when there is a need to discuss the matters of importance and clients or address consumers. Saves lost cost and time. It is an effective way to save cost and time of the organization. Platform for virtual meetings. In a business setup, meetings are organized throughout the year. Every meeting has a different agenda, different participants, and different setups. Some participants will attend the meeting. Some may like to see the recordings of the meeting later. Therefore, the organizer of the meeting has to look into various options before choosing the right platform for virtual meeting. Organizing a virtual meeting is not complicated, but there are some key parameters to be kept in mind while choosing the right virtual platform. They are: option to record the meeting, chat option, synchronize the meeting information with calendar, features to customize meeting rooms, and options to modify records. This is what we are doing right now to assist you. Ways to make virtual meeting productive. Once the right platform is chosen, it is then important to try and make the meeting as productive as possible. And this requires proper planning with agenda items in place beforehand. List of some do's which will help in making the virtual meeting productive. Define the objective of the meeting. Decide clearly who is driving the discussion and maintaining virtual gathering decorum. Select the option for choosing the appropriate questions and establish connect with the audience on one-to-one basis and keeping virtual participants on task. What are the advantages of virtual meeting? First of all, these are harmless to the ecosystem. Now question arises why? Neither I am traveling somewhere nor you are traveling somewhere. You are sitting at your place and I'm sitting at my place. Low cost is of the data used. Association association with the remote participant, any number of learners can join this platform. Virtual meeting, therefore, one has one of the constructive ways when we talk about the relationship of technology with communication. Teleconferencing. The way to connect one or more people using telecommunication services who may be evenly spread out at different locations so that any meeting or communication channel can be established with them. Today's technology has equipped us with variety of teleconferencing features that fosters fast communication and allows user to elaborate, coordinate, and cooperate from remote locations. The benefits of teleconferencing are there are multiple benefits for this that every business can use. Profit maximization and reducing costs have to be balanced. Simultaneously, thus relying upon teleconferencing certainly helps businesses in certain ways. They include saving time, nobody is traveling. Saving money, again nobody is traveling. Increase productivity, you are comfortable and I'm comfortable. Scope for face-to-face conversation with the video conferencing, this can be done. Fastening up the decision-making process, yes, and fosters collaboration and develop professional work culture. Then comes your video conference. Apart from teleconferencing services, various organizations and businesses units often use video teleconference to organize webinars, meetings, and various online events. Video conferencing is an advanced tool of communication. It is an audio plus visual experience that empowers the user to communicate with each other and see each other in real time. Various expenses like the cost of transportation, traveling, and various operational expenses are all curtailed. Audio conferencing, it is a typical telephonic conversation call that has been practiced for a long time now. During a audio conference, the attendees have to regularly make a call to a specific number, dial in the code, and join a telephonic call. An audio conference is a good tool to organize meetings, announcements regarding any new rule, changes in the policy, information about new products. The only drawback of audio conferencing is it does not offer video conferencing equipments. A list of general familiar conferencing sessions are a desktop, tab, or a laptop, a separate webcam in case of no built front camera is in computers, microphone, high quality headset to remove the background noise, any authentic and good quality video conferencing software. Messaging tools. Instant messaging tools are real time online conversation tools that aid in connecting two or more people. They provide the best platform not only for messaging but also facilitates smooth exchange of text, audio, content, and video communication. Instant messaging tools can help a business in various ways, such as connecting with customers and clients, effective in generating new leads in businesses, and aid in providing quick live chat solutions and suggestions to the clients. What are the features of measuring messaging tools for external communication? There are various messaging tools such which are to be used for external business communication. Some are free of cost and some are specifically designed to communicate within the organization. Some of them are texting, group chat, file sharing, voice and video calling, setting up promotional messages to attract new clients, enhancing customer support through live chat solutions. Messaging services allows the businesses to explore the power of instant messaging. Many messengers apps have ad auction features, which can fetch considerable revenue for ad campaign. You might have used it, seen it, faced it. Whenever you are using any app, you normally after 2 3 seconds you get an ad. And that ad is for 4 5 seconds. If you want to remove that ad, you have to pay for it. Some messaging apps have unique features like bots, secret chats, supergroups, and facilitate to send files up to 1.5 GB. What are the features of messaging for internal communication? There are many messaging tools which provide a more secure platform for real-time internal team communication. Many apps offer free premium plans or free trial periods so that the best option can be chosen. These apps help in building a strong team. It offers an internal team chat along with flexible business solutions. Features like dynamic productivity tools aligned with robust security and strong administrative control. Then comes your voice and video calls, screen sharing, whiteboard solution for smooth communication and collaboration with the teams. Broadcast message with the help in targeting and placing the products. Facility for unlimited file transfer. Customized chat space. Accessibility of all servers at one interface. And capacity to alter sent message. Lean media and rich media. This is one of the most important part. Media plays an important role in communication. It can be rich or lean. The media richness theory was developed by Richard L. Draft and Robert H. Plunger in 1980s. Here, communication media is characterized by its ability to carry and reproduce information sent over the available communication channel. Rich media theory defines different communication on the basis of its ability to carry information, ranging from low to high. Lean media information has very less visual information with a low interaction rate. Example of lean media includes letter, reports, memos. Email is considered a lean media, as the facial, vocal, and body language cues are not present. Here you can see how it moves from low richness to high richness. Computer printout, written reports, email, telephone, video conferencing, and the last one is high richness, face-to-face discussions. The written media is the leanest, and the face media interaction is the positioned as a very high on the richness of media. Rich media has become important for the organizations to captivate buyers to draw their attention with unique content. Rich media helps in this part in the form of advertisement. It helps the organization showcasing their products through unconventional and innovative ideas. Due to various reasons, rich media is an effective tool for promotion. The advantage of rich media is that its long association, track capacity, increased interaction rate, and rich media ads can be made. Social media management. Social media management is a well-defined, well-organized process of carefully analyzing social media audience and developing a methodological strategy as per the requirement. Social media management includes designing of social media pages and content, monitoring the flow of online conversation and their impact, offering community services and measuring and reporting on social media performance. Different brands are exploring the social media platforms for new product launches, connecting to their target audience, increasing brand awareness, and affecting the positioning of the products as per the need of the customers. Now think over how companies are working on your mobile and net uh, working. As many as times you access any of the social media app, you are being monitored by third person. Many organizations all over the world are now hiring social media experts who are solely dedicated to design and increase the visibility of the brand and products on social media platforms. Understanding the taste, preference, likes, and dislikes of the customer can all be effectively measured and monitored with the help of social media platforms. The advantages of social media platforms are consistent connectivity with customers, effective management of multiple social pages, effective management of customized customer relationships, presenting reports to stakeholders, and streamlining strong team collaboration. Now we move to cross-cultural communication, Unit 14. Culture has a complicated manifestation, especially with the world consisting of nationalities exhibiting cultures that lie on extremes of the continent of measuring culture. The changing norms of operations workplace have spread to accommodate remote teams operating in different parts of the world, catering to a culturally diverse customer base and handling supplier bases from wide-ranging locations. Culture, the Latin word meaning care of body, predominantly mind, is the source of present world culture. Culture is a complex compilation of beliefs, customs, law, knowledge, traditions, etc., that a human being acquires while being a member of a particular society. Culture has a significant impact on our attitudes and actions, not only on how we behave, but how we expect others to behave. For simplicity, we will use an operational definition which defines culture as an inherent core value of a society promulgated through social interaction and teachings. What are the characteristics of culture? These are acquired, collective, value system, stability, differentiator, contextualism, and common yet different. What are the theories of culture? Culture is based on how it is perceived. There are commonly three theoretical perspectives in the context of which culture is viewed, that is, functionalism, conflict theory, and symbolic interaction. First of all, the functionalist view is this refers to the perspective of viewing culture as a mode of smoothing the function of the society. Society is a system with its part working in tandem with each other to create a whole system. Culture offers a bonding to this system. It creates a synergy amongst members of the society and offers a guide for making appropriate choices. Culture also facilitates in classifying the importance laid on various material and non-verbal aspects of the society. Conflict view. This view suggests that society is constituted of individuals who can be classified on the basis of gender, class, race, age, etc. And hence there is an equality that is created. According to this view, culture creates a demarcation, sometimes a discrimination, for some people because of their value system. Culture, in this case, operates as a norm, formal or informal, which benefits some people and hurts others. Hence, cultural diversity derived due to this delineation could be based on several fronts, for instance, racism, gender bias, etc. The third one is symbolic view. The proponent of the symbolic view assumes culture to be based on interpretation that people lay on the conversations they initiate. Thus, this view emphasizes face-to-face or one-to-one conversation while reducing cultures. It is suggested that culture involves rich conversation and thus is highly malleable and dynamic. It is interpreted as per the symbolism aligned with it. The people represents objects, individuals, and environment during conversation, and culture develops as a product of the same. With this, I will be concluding. Now, my question is, do you have any doubt regarding what you heard or what you listened and what you have understood about business communication? Any question from anyone? Do you have any question or I should conclude? I am audible to you.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any question or I should conclude?
Sir, I don't have any question. You can conclude.
Okay. Thank you and best of luck.
Thank you, sir.
All the best for your papers.
Thank you, sir.